I'll be blunt up front. Fuuka is a show that I only watched because it happened to have 3 episodes out already, and upon finishing those first 3, I wasn't going to do a video about them. The whole thing struck me as being very paint by numbers, a prime example of how to play it safe and then dress it up with pretty visuals so hopefully nobody notices all the risks you aren't taking. The main character, no, it isn't Fuuka, is a case of trying way too hard to appeal to an audience that the creators don't seem to fully understand. He's a transfer student named Yu, meaning the only thing separating him from a JRPG player character is the fact that he can speak out loud and lacks magical powers. His constant use of Twitter, as well as people around him reacting to his use of Twitter, reads as someone who doesn't quite get kids today and those crazy things they're into. Fuuka herself is the center of several conflicts that aren't actually conflicts. Every time we're presented with something that looks like a problem that needs to be dealt with, it turns out to be a good thing that we just didn't know about yet. That guy isn't assaulting her, he's trying to talk her into joining the track team because she's a gifted prodigy. That isn't her crying because something bad happened, she's reacting to a new song by her favorite artist. She's upset about not knowing what to do with her life, but her family is 100% supportive of any decision she makes and always has the option of falling back on her extreme athletic talent. I have a hard time feeling sympathy for a character when everything goes right for her, just not in the exact way she'd like. On top of that, she's entirely too peppy and confident for a character whose through line is supposed to be her feeling directionless and lost. On the upside, the animation is pretty nice. Everything's good from a technical angle, good thematic use of light and darkness, and I never noticed any characters going off model. Everyone looks youthful and full of life, especially Fuuka. I half expect her to go flying through the clouds at any minute. But as good as the animation and the art style are, the visuals are also where they cheat. Pretty visuals are the coat of paint you can slap on to try and distract from all the other things that take away from the overall quality. If you have any question in your mind as to whether or not the creators of this series have any faith whatsoever in the product they're making, all you have to do is count the number of times we see up Fuuka's skirt in the first 2 minutes of the first episode. The number is 4, and that's absurd. Almost as absurd as having Yu live with his 3 sisters, of varying age and body type, just to have an excuse to appeal to as many of the viewers' sexual appetites as possible by having the 3 of them hang out at home naked for no reason whatsoever. So why am I doing this? Why is this video even happening? Well, the episode 3 cliffhanger did something that surprised me. Fuuka catches Yu in a compromising position with another girl, who happens to be both Yu's long-lost childhood friend and the singer Fuuka idolizes. It's your classic Hollywood misunderstanding, and again, the by-the-numbers thing to do when both Fuuka and Yu are starting to realize they love each other. And yet, for some reason I can't fully explain, I'm really curious to see how Fuuka reacts to this. Would she tear up and run away? Would she physically harm Yu before that? Would she be so starstruck by being right in front of her idol that none of this would even register? As soon as the end credits started, I went to see when episode 4 would be out, and it still isn't, and I really want it to be. It makes no sense with how I've felt about this show up to this point. The best guess I have is that there's something appealing about seeing what a character does when their world crumbles around them, even though this show has never delivered on the promise of a conflict. So I'm left in a weird position. I can't really recommend this show, but I'm also going to keep watching it, at least for one more episode. I think I made this video just so I could try and talk this whole mess out, and I guess the takeaway is that sometimes there is inherent value in mediocrity. That even if you don't have any real ambitions beyond business as usual, you can still make something that appeals to people. It's kind of a backhanded compliment, but I guess the lesson to be learned from Fuuka's first 3 episodes is that sometimes good enough is good enough. If you can explain to me why the heck I want to keep watching this show, leave a comment below. Then watch these and subscribe because there's more coming. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.